And let's hear from the coach. Brought to you by Shamrock Office Solutions, proud partner of St. Mary's Athletics. Marty, boy, a second straight really impressive performance from your team. I mean, this was a really good Western Kentucky ball club, and the 12-2 run out of the gates, and boy, it was on from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you start a certain way. You know, teams travel a long way. It's they've got all the reasons why they didn't start so well, but I thought we did a pretty good job. Other than just two patches, we got it above 15 twice, and it came back to 10. And as a coach, you always think, keep it in double figures. And like maybe we get greedy as coaches too. We want to shut teams out altogether, and that's probably never going to happen. But I thought it was a really good all-round performance. All the guys played well.
Well, and credit your guys. I mean, Western Kentucky never really got, with the exception of a little 6-0 run there in the first half to make it a 5-point game, they were never really able to string anything together.
No, I thought we defended very well. I mean, numbers would suggest that too. We kept them to 37% from the floor and under 30 from the 3-point line, which is well within what we're trying to achieve. It's kind of hard to go 40-30, but tonight I thought they did a really nice job. I mean, we gave up a couple of baskets. As I said, we get greedy as coaches, and we want everything to be perfect, but the game is not a perfect world. And thought we did a good job of not having consecutive errors. Now, if we make one error, that's fine, but can't make two in a row, and certainly can't make the same one twice in a row. And I thought we did a good job of not letting that happen. 13
turnovers against UC Irvine, 16 against UT Arlington, just 7 tonight. And I thought Emmett, Nara, and Joe, I mean, we talk about these numbers all the time, the assist turnovers. They combined for 16 assists and 1 turnover.
Yeah.
But I thought Emmett was really good, taking control of the ball while still being more aggressive offensively.
Yeah, he looked the best he's looked, actually. I thought he did a nice job of guarding the ball as well. And he had a couple of turnovers last couple of weeks a bit, like penetrating too deep and then getting himself in trouble. And he didn't have any of them. I thought he played a really good game at the offensive end. Got other guys involved with it, and I thought it was his best game yet of being able to defend a good, aggressive athlete.
Well, and the two Johnsons, I mean, you talk about the defense, the two Johnsons who, I mean, really the offense kind of runs through them for Western Kentucky, a combined 9 of 22. Like you said, the defense, Jock, Dane, Fitz, and then Joe and Emmett. I mean, it just kind of trickles down from there.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin's knocked another one off. I mean,
Calvin too. Yeah,
Kid Johnson, who's a transfer from Washington State, a good offensive player. I think he's been their leading scorer, about 14.5 a game, and he's really caused teams some problems. I think Calvin did a really nice job on him.
We talked about Dane before this game, as well as Jordan Ford, another standout game for both of them. And again, we talked about those different lineups, and we saw times where you were effective in the paint with just Jock or just Dane. We saw them be effective together, and again, Jordan Ford, again off the bench, instant offense.
Yeah, certainly instant offense, but I mean, he's starting to really understand now how to get a team running smoothly. I mean, I know he's, like most high school kids that make the big jump to Division I college, it's kind of had to be about them, and not that Jordan's that way inclined, but now he's got other good players around. He's got to find ways to get them involved and work out, as a point guard, what are we trying to attack, why are we trying to go there, where's the mismatch, and it's a lot of information. I said before the game, it's the hardest position for a freshman to be is the point guard, because it's just so different than what you see at high school.
And, I mean, one of your point guards, you talk about all the different things that Joe Rahan can bring a team. The numbers can only say so much. His leadership and toughness, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, he comes off with the right leg injury. But, I mean, when he's on the floor, you just get and Emmett does a great job of it too. But since Joe's a senior, he's been through the wars plenty of times. I mean, what can you say about this guy and his presence, his leadership on the floor?
Yeah, and it is. It's a presence more than anything else. It doesn't always get reflected in the numbers. I know he had 10 assists today, but it's more of, you look out there, I guess a leader is someone you can look at and you can just take a breath and say, okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because Joe's out there and we're okay. And that's really the feeling you get as a coach of Joe Rahan, that it's okay because Joe's going to, and that's at both ends of the floor. And he doesn't have to be a huge scorer to influence the game. He can do it by obviously through assists, but he definitely does it at the other end of the floor, and he gets everyone in the right spots. He understands what needs to be done, and that's what a leader is. A leader can make other people better, and he certainly does that.
Yeah, not often can you go 0 of 3 from the field and have. I mean, you could say somebody had a big impact easily by looking at a box score if they take 9 or 10 shots or even 6 or 7. He took 3 shots, and he may have been the most important player on the floor tonight.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that was I didn't actually see what happened when he went down. He just he'd run the lane and suddenly he was on his back. I think he probably either slipped in a wet spot or I'm not sure what happened, but it's one of those things that goes, uh-oh, what's wrong with Joe? So it was great to see him come back out. He sort of went back and got checked and came straight back on the floor, and he was fine, and he'll be fine. But it's one of those moments you sort of hold your breath and think, oh, hopefully that's not bad.
No, I mean, I think everybody in the building was kind of that way.
No doubt.
He came back, and you could tell if you just listened here when he came back out to the scores table. The high to low passing and the pick and roll action was very effective again. And probably the most effective it's been in the last 2 weeks or so. Teams have really taken that away from you, but it looks like you may have made a couple of adjustments there, and your guys executed it tonight.
We have made a couple of adjustments. I mean, and teams have taken away, and they've really concentrated on trying to take that away, and we haven't probably shot, and if they're going to take the roll away, usually the perimeter is going to be open, and we just haven't shot it real well the last couple of weeks, and we probably didn't shoot it well at the end of the games. I thought for the bulk, the first 30 minutes, we actually shot the ball reasonably well, and kind of ruined our numbers at the end there where they went into a zone and we started just missing good shots, really. I don't think it was anything more than that. I think no one took bad shots. The shots were there, open. But, the adjustment on the pick and roll was certainly noticeable for us because we had worked on a couple of things. Like, that works.
Well, and those last 5 minutes. I mean, I think those are really important minutes for the guys that were on the floor.
Yeah.
Jordan Ford running the offense, Tanner Krebs, like we talked about before the game, getting some confidence back. Jordan Hunter was out there. And like you said, I mean, they ran it pretty well. They didn't score a whole lot, but they got good shots, which is really what you're looking for. They didn't turn the ball over. No,
didn't turn it over. Got good shots and did a half-decent job on the glass. And that's when you put a young group in, other things you really try and impress on them. Make sure you defend hard, make sure you rebound hard, and don't turn it over. And the rest, just let the rest happen. And I thought they did a nice job of not trying to force the play.
You look at the points of the paint here, too. I think we kind of talked about that with the pick and roll and Jock and Dane. Just a really solid performance from your guys on the offensive boards, especially 13 offensive rebounds. You took 17 more shots than they did. So, you got to be it's pretty complete game, as complete a game as we've seen this year.
Yeah, and probably you just watch Dane get better each game.
Yeah,
he's doing a little bit more. He's getting back to where he was defensively. His touch is probably still not quite where he would like it, and probably we would like it, but it's fine. He's getting the shots he needs, and he's a beast defensively. Guarding ball screens, being able to get back to the roller, knocking the passes away. He's an awkward person to play against. I'm sure.
You said that more than once.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people that have played against him think, oh God, it's Dane Panoa again. I really don't. I don't want to play against that, but and he plays hard. No, that's the thing. He plays hard and he's physical. He's not big. I mean, he's not heavy. He's not a big, heavy man, but
he's deceptively strong.
Really strong.
Yeah.
Got really bony, sharp elbows and knees, and he doesn't mind crashing into people.
Was it as tough for you guys on the scouting report with these two Johnsons? Because I almost didn't realize until like 3 minutes into the game there were two Johnsons on the floor. One of them is 23, one of them is 32. It just blows my mind.
That was the more difficult thing for the scout, was making sure you got the number right of which one was going to do what. But they're both really good players, and as I said, this is a good club, and they'll do well in Conference USA. I'm sure they'll be right there when it comes to title time for that league. But the two Johnsons definitely good players. Obviously, Pancake Thomas, who's a transfer in, fifth-year guy, and he adds to this group. A solid player. They've now got two guys eligible. So I think it was Carmichael that came on right at the end. He's just got eligible. So that'll be good. They'll certainly get better as the year goes on, as they start to play more together and they understand each other's roles and strengths. And as I said right at the start, we want them to be really good now. We want them to go and crush some teams and make this win look even better. Yeah,
just like we talked about in the pregame show, they're going to get better as the year goes on. Coach, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you next week.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Absolutely. That is Marty Clark on our post-game show, and he is brought to you by Shamrock Office Solutions, delivering digital copier and technology solutions to the Bay Area for over 15 years. Visit them online at shamrockoffice.com as we bring in our Crown Plaza player of the game. It is Evan Fitzner after an 11-point performance, 4 of 9 from the field. 6 rebounds. Fitz, I mean, how good have these last 2 games felt for you? I mean, because when you're going offensively and when, you bring another dimension to this offense. I mean, first of all, talk about what you bring to this offense when you're clicking and how good these last 2 games have felt for you offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. Like you said, I got off to a bit of a slow start, so it feels really good to kind of get going a little bit. And, my teammates just never stop believing in me and just keep finding me, encouraging me to shoot. And so, yeah, I just kind of figured out a way to get going offensively. But I think the most important thing is that I've been defending better and trying to rebound better so that I can stay on the floor and help the team make an impact in that area.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, you've earned these more minutes now because of your work there on the defensive end and on the boards, it seems, just like you said. So you were averaging, not to throw numbers at you or anything here, but you were averaging just over 3 rebounds. You had 6 in this one. Talk about your defensive assignment here. I know you drew, let me see here.
Start off
you
on
drew,
5.
Yep, you drew the point guard, Lamamba, and it's a nice, and you held him only 2 shots for the whole game. So, the defensive versatility you're able to bring at 6'10", able to guard, somebody handling the point, invaluable to this team.
Yeah, and it's really a testament to our coaching. I came in here kind of an offensive player, and they've kind of helped bring me along defensively and rebounding. So I just feel a lot more comfortable in those areas, and I just got to keep building on it as much as I can going forward.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Calvin Hermanson was brought in very much the same way. Have you taken any cues from him? Have you, because he's turned himself into a really nice defensive player, as we've seen. I mean, he did it again tonight, with Q Johnson. But is that something, you guys can kind of share in? And do you ever, maybe talk to Calvin about, hey, where do I need to get better here?
Yeah, Calvin and I definitely bounce some things off each other. But for me, being at the 4 position, I think Dane's really helped me a lot. Defensively, just watching him, he doesn't have to say anything. Just watching his intensity, how he shows on balls, how he guards guys in the post. Just kind of being around that, I think, has really helped me defensively, and just kind of helped me develop the mental side of defense. So,
when you guys are able to hit threes like you have been able, well, really for the whole year for the greater part, but what does that do for your whole offense? I mean, obviously, to the naked eye, it gives Jock more room to operate on post-ups, but it opens up everything else, your pick-and-roll game and driving kicks.
Yeah, no, it spaces the floor when you have 4 guys that can shoot 5, I guess. Jock thinks he can shoot threes now, but
can he?
Yeah, he definitely can.
Okay,
He's a great shooter, but yeah, I mean, it spaces the floor for the guards to penetrate and for Jock to go to work in the post. Yeah, so I mean, that's a big part of what we do offensively, and yeah. Pretty much it.
That's a good answer. Defensive game plan coming into this one. Western Kentucky shoots a lot of free throws, and for the most part, you guys were able to defend without fouling. They got a few down the stretch there, but talk about the defensive game plan heading into this one, and being able to limit them at the line.
Yeah, we had to stay down. They had a couple guys that could shoot pretty well, so guarding that was big for me. Lamamba, guarding a guard like that is something that's different for me. So I had to keep him in front of me, not let him drive around me, and also keep a hand up in case he makes a shot. He shot it well their last game against Indiana State. So yeah, I mean, the coaches really prepare us. We go through a lot defensively before the games and just preparing for the other team and their guys' tendencies and the plays they run and everything. So yeah, it's a big part of what we do.
Finals are over now, man. You got the weekend to relax. Well, not relax too much, and you also, I know you guys have a fantasy football league going on your team. Let's hear who's in the playoffs. We got a couple big weeks going on. Yeah. How's Evan Fitzner doing in that league? Who's running the show?
Next question.
Not so good, huh?
Yeah, I didn't do too well, but I'm in another league. Joe and I are in another league with a couple of our buddies.
Okay.
And I'm in first place in that one. So
is that a San Diego league?
Yeah, it's mostly San Diego guys. It's mostly his buddies from Torrey Pines. But yeah, they let me be in it, and I'm kind of winning it, so they're not too happy. Maybe I probably won't be in it next year, but yeah, as far as the team one goes, Tommy Kusi he's probably my favorite to win it. He's got a really good team.
Who else is still in the mix? We're down to the Final Four now.
Let's see. Elijah's still in it. Tommy. Dane just lost. Joe's still in there. Joe's got a good team. I'm kind of mad that I'm saying that, but yeah, his team's pretty good. He's got a chance.
This is being recorded, I just hope you know that.
Yeah, no, I don't want him to get too big of a head or anything like that. But, yeah, Coos and Joe probably have the best chance to win it, I'd say.
Are they facing off this week, or can they potentially face off in the championship?
That's a good question. I don't think they play this week, but yeah, I think they can play in the championship.
Yeah, well,
so that'd be
fun time of
pretty
year,
cool.
man. Not only college basketball, we got fantasy football to worry about.
No,
too.
this is my first time doing it. It's great. It's really fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
We got the red zone over at our house, and all
great.
the guys come over and watch it. So
yeah,
it's cool. It's kind of a team bonding thing as well. So.
No, I still play in a fantasy football league with the guys I played baseball
Wow.
here with, which was a long time ago now.
That's awesome, yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's a great time. Well, hey, Evan, congratulations on the win, your performance tonight, the last couple of games, and thanks for joining us. Keep it up, man.
Cool.
We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks a lot.
Evan Fitzner, our Crown Plaza player of the game, sharing some fantasy football insights as well as Crown Plaza, the hotel choice for St. Mary's Athletics. Evan Fitzner finishes with 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting with 6 rebounds, a couple of assists in 21 minutes. We will speak with you on Tuesday. That is December 20th, Texas A&M Corpus Christi against St. Mary's, a 7 p.m. tip right here on the St. Mary's IMG Sports Network. Thanks to Marty Clark for joining us during the program, along with Evan Fitzner. And again, thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. Wishing you a wonderful weekend. We'll speak with you on the other side of that weekend on Tuesday. This is Alex Jensen saying so long from Moraga. Once again, your final score. St. Mary's 73 and Western Kentucky 51.